Hey, I'm Stephen Ewashkiw from Adventure Yoga, and this is a yoga sequence for complete beginners. Today, we're going to focus on twists. Thanks for allowing me to help you through these early stages of your yoga practice. My hope is that these classes will help you find confidence and a little bit of courage to step into longer classes, knowing that you have a good foundation. You'll need one prop today. I'm going to use this bolster. It's not a fancy yoga prop, it's just a bolster off my bed. You can also use a blanket that's folded up or a cushion. So please grab that, have a seat on it, and I'll meet you there in just a few seconds. Please sit on your prop, cushion, blanket, yoga block, whatever it was that you had handy, and sit cross-legged, sit up tall. This is called Sukhasana, or comfortable pose, or if you have some kids around, you might know it as crisscross applesauce. Stretch up through your spine. Take your right hand and touch your lower back. And then take your left hand and hold just above your right knee. Look forward. Use your right hand on your lower back to encourage your lower back in and sit up tall. And twist to the right. Move your right shoulder back a little. That will encourage the pressure into your lower back with your right hand. Push your right knee into your left hand a little and pull with your left hand a little. Stretch up through your spine. Just a seated twist to start. And often we'll say with an inhale to untwist. I like that. Inhale. Untwist and come back to center. Then take your left hand onto your lower back. Push in a little to encourage long spine. Then take your right hand above your left knee. Look forward. And then twist a little to the left. Move your left shoulder back. Push your left hand into your lower back. Push your left leg into your right hand and pull a little with your right hand. Sit up tall and twist a little more. With an inhale, untwist. Let's do a side bend. Side bends help us with our twists. Place your right hand on the ground beside you. Stretch your left arm up. And then side bend to the right. Bend your right elbow a little. Shorten the right side of your body and stretch out through your left fingers. We can add a little twist to it. Look to the left a little. Look under your left arm a little and then side bend even more. Push through your right hand. Come up. Inhale. And place your left hand down. Stretch your right arm up and go to the other side. Seated side bend. Bend your left elbow. Stretch out through your right fingers. And then, because it's twists, let's add the twist again. Look to the right. Look under your right arm a little. And then side bend a little more. Find a little more stretch for your right side. And then inhale to come up. For now, move the prop out of the way. We'll come back to that though, so don't get it too far away. And then come onto your hands and knees. Come up onto your fingertips. And step your right foot forward. It's pretty far forward, so it can take a little bit of time to walk your right foot forward. Work to get your right ankle underneath your right knee so your shin is straight up and down. And then look forward. If it hurts your left knee to be on the ground here, there are a couple things you can do to modify. You can walk it back a little, so tuck your toes, lift your knee, and stretch it back a little. If you get it back a little bit further, you won't be quite as straight up and down on your kneecap. And that's generally where we feel pain, if we're going to feel pain here. The other thing you can do is fold your mat over and put it under your knee like that, so it's doubled up. Or you can place a blanket under your knee. Take your right hand, place it on your right thigh. This is going to help you find your stability here as you lift your torso and stretch your left arm up. We're going to do a twisted lunge. So stretch up through your left arm, push down with your right hand, and then twist to the right, bend your left elbow, lean in, and touch outside your right leg with your left arm. Twist a little more. Push with your left arm, push with your right hand. Then take your right hand, place it on top of your left hand. Stretch your right elbow up, left elbow down. And one of the keys to twists is finding length in your spine. So stretch out longer and twist just a little more. And if you fall here, just come back. Then take your right hand onto your right thigh. Inhale to center, stretch your left arm up. And bring your left hand down. Bring your right hand down. And step your right leg back. So move your hips back, step your right leg back, step your left leg forward. So if you get stuck here, that's okay. You can always use your left hand and help get your left foot forward. Working for left ankle under your left knee. So shin straight up and down. That's the alignment we'd like here. Again, if your right knee hurts, you can move it back a little or flip your mat over and add a little bit more padding there. Place your left hand on your thigh. Look forward. Push down through your left foot and your right knee and draw them in towards each other to help stabilize, and stretch your right arm up. Push down with your left hand, stretch up with your right arm, and twist to the left. Bend your right elbow, lean in a little, and touch outside your left leg. Push down with your right arm, push down with your left hand, and twist a little more. And then take your left hand onto your right hand. Twisted lunge. Sometimes we do this with our back knee off the ground, but since this is for new students, I'm keeping your knee down. It's already an unstable pose here. Stretch long through your spine and twist a little more. I'm wavering here, I'm wobbling here. If we bring our knee off the ground, it's going to make it a little more unstable. And I want you to feel confident here and just practice the pose. We get to practice it again. Take your left hand under your thigh, and then inhale, come back to center, and stretch your right arm up. And bring your right hand down, bring your left hand down. Move your hips back, step your left leg back, and step your right foot forward. You can walk it forward, or maybe you'll be able to do that in one big step until your shin is straight up and down. Take your right hand onto your thigh, push down and lift up. Inhale, stretch up, and exhale, twist. Bend your left elbow, touch it outside your right leg. Place your right hand on your left hand, and then lengthen through your spine and twist a little more. Twisted lunge. Take your right hand onto your thigh, inhale back to center, stretch up, and bring your left hand down. Bring your right hand down. Shift your hips back a little, step your right leg back, step your left foot forward, and walk it forward as much as you need. Use your left hand if you need the help to bring your left ankle under your left knee. Place your left hand on your thigh, push down, then inhale, stretch your right arm up, and exhale, twist. Touch your right arm outside your left leg. Bring your left hand onto your right, stretch long through your spine, and twist a little more. Then to come out, inhale, left hand down, twist open, reach up, and exhale, left hand down, right hand down, shift your hips back, and step your left leg back. And then find your prop, bring it back behind you, swing your legs over to one side, sit down, stretch your legs out in front of you, and then sit on your prop. So lift your butt up and stick your butt down on your prop. Stretch your legs out in front of you and sit up tall. This next twist is called Ardha Matsyendrasana. We're doing a modification that I really like. I teach this modification a lot. We're going to keep one leg straight and bend the other leg. In the final form of the pose, both legs are bent, but that's really complicated and it's awkward and you're new to yoga, so let's just do what we can do. Let's do this. It's plenty. So bend your right knee, bring your foot in, and then pick your right foot up and bring it over your left leg. Take your right hand back behind you. This time touch the ground with your right hand. Turn your fingers back towards the back of your mat. And then take your left hand, hold your right knee, and move it over to the left a little. And then squeeze your leg in to hold it in that position as best as you can, and stretch your left arm up. Inhale, stretch up, lift up, and exhale, twist. And then touch your left arm outside your right leg. Push down with your left arm, push down with your right arm. Sit up tall, and twist. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Keep lengthening through your spine as you twist. Think about your straight leg and work to keep it active. Tendency will be for it to get a little bit lazy, and for you to forget your left leg is part of the pose, but it is. Stretch it out straight. Stretch up through your spine. Stretch your left arm up, and inhale to untwist. Uncross your right leg. You can use your hands to help. Bend your left knee, bring your foot in, and cross it over your right leg. And then take your left hand back behind you, point your fingers back, take your right hand, hold your left knee. And then move your left knee over to the right, towards your right shoulder. And then squeeze your left leg in so it stays there as best as you can. Look forward, and inhale, stretch your right arm up. And exhale, twist to the left. Bend your right arm, touch outside your left leg. And then push down through your right arm, push down through your left arm, stretch up through your spine, and twist a little more. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Matsyendra is the Lord of the Fishes, so this is Lord of the Fishes pose. There's a great story there in the Hindu tradition, but not for today. Come back and I'll tell it to you another time. Stretch your right arm up and inhale to untwist and change sides. Go back to the first side. Bend your right leg. Place your right leg over your left. And then let's just look at the left leg. So the left leg, on the first side, I asked you to make sure it was active. The tendency is going to be for your left leg to kind of forget that it's in the pose, to be like, oh, la, la, la. But work to have your toes lifting up, left knee facing up, so it's part of the pose. Take your right hand back behind you, hold your right knee with your left hand, move it toward your left shoulder a little, then squeeze it in, stretch your left arm up, inhale, and exhale, twist. Touch your left arm onto your right leg, move your shoulders back, stretch your spine up, and twist. With an inhale, stretch your left arm up and untwist. And then uncross your right leg, stretch it out, bend your left leg, bring it up and over your right leg. Take your left hand back behind you. Hug your left knee in, use your right hand to help, then hold it there. Stretch your right arm up, inhale, and exhale, Ardha Matsyendrasana, twist. Move your shoulders back, think about your right leg, make it part of the pose, stretch up through your spine. Inhale, stretch your right arm up and untwist, and then uncross your left leg from over your right. And then shift your hips forward so you come off your prop. Keep it there because you're going to use it. So I just moved it back and out of the way a little. And then place your hands back behind you. Bend your knees, bring your heels in. So the top of your left foot touches the sole of your right foot. That sounds more complicated than it is. Bring your hands to either side of your legs. Move your hips over to the right just a little bit. So here your right hip is on the ground, your right butt cheek is on the ground, your left butt cheek, it's lifting up. That's fine. So it's roughly left foot resting on your right foot. Take your left hand, hold above your right knee, take your right hand back behind you. So it's similar to Ardha Matsyendrasana, but it's a little different. Roll your shoulders back, sit up through your spine, and twist. This one's called Bharadvajasana. Doesn't really matter. It's the Thunderbolt Twist. Come back to center. I like changing sides for this one. Walk your hands forward. So just on either side of your knees, then lean forward, push your feet down, move your chest forward, and lift your hips up. And then swing your feet over to the other side. So when you do that, naturally your right foot is going to come onto the sole of your left foot. Then move your hips over to the left and sit down so that your left hip's on the ground, right hip's off the ground. So it's right hand to left knee, left hand back behind you. Sit up and twist. Bharadvajasana, the Thunderbolt Twist. Roll your shoulders back, lift through your chest, and twist. Twists help us keep our spine supple. Not subtle, but supple, so that it can move freely. And movements in our spine are really important for standing, for moving, for twisting and turning and catching ourselves, for life. With an inhale, untwist, and let's go back to the first side. So bring your hands on either side of your knees, lean forward, push your hands and feet down, lift your hips up, and then change sides. Move your feet over to the left, move your hips over to the right. Take your right hand back behind you, left hand above your right knee, and twist. Sit up tall, move your shoulders back. Push your feet down a little bit, stretch up through your spine. Twisted Thunderbolt. With an inhale, untwist and change sides. Hands beside your knees. Lean forward, push down with your hands and feet, lift your butt. Swing your feet over to the right. Move your hips over to the left. Take your left hand back behind you. Take your right hand above your left knee. Sit up and twist. Move your shoulders back, stretch your spine up. And with an inhale, untwist. And then this time, swing your legs all the way out in front of you and lie down on your back. Have the prop out of the way for now. We're going to use that for our final pose. Bring your knees into your chest. Lift your head. Hold the fronts of your shins. Bring your knees towards your chest. You can keep your head and shoulders off the ground or bring them to the ground. You can keep holding your shins or wrap your arms around your legs and maybe hold your elbows. Close your eyes and work to relax a little here. If closing your eyes isn't relaxing, open them and soften them. Now we've got one more pose. It's not a twist. It's the pose that ends most yoga classes. Savasana. Bring your feet down to the ground. Stretch your legs out. You've got a choice for what to do with the prop here. You can place it under your head so it lifts your head. That's really nice. Or you can place it underneath your knees. I'll show you that as well. So if it's wide enough, you can place it under your knees so that your legs rest on it. Turn your feet out, turn your legs out. Turn your palms up at your sides. Tuck your shoulders underneath you just a little bit. And then relax. Relax your legs. Relax your hands. Relax your eyes and your breath. Savasana. It means corpse pose. So be a little like a corpse here. You don't have to do anything. It's a chance to reset your mind and your body. Deepen your breath. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana a little longer, just reach over and hit pause. And when you're ready to finish, hit play again. Move your fingers and your toes. Move your ankles and your wrists. Stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. If you've got space, stretch them up and overhead along the ground. Stretch through your fingers and your toes, especially after a twist class. It's nice to really find length in your body, even length. And then bend your knees. If you've got the prop under your knees, just push it out of the way with your feet. Bring your feet to the ground and turn onto your side. Press yourself up to seated. And I recommend taking the prop and popping it under your hips for your seated pose at the end. Sukhasana, or crisscross applesauce. Sit up tall. Bring your hands in front of your heart in the prayer position. Look down at the ground or close your eyes. At the end of yoga class, the teacher will often say namaste as a way of saying thank you and signifying that class is over. Generally, the teacher says namaste, and then the students repeat it back to the teacher, namaste. There are lots of translations of what namaste means, but in mostly the north of India, it's used as a greeting, like hello, like aloha, like shalom, namaste. I like it as a greeting. I like it as a thank you. Meeting here on the mat, coming together and practicing yoga. If you'd like to join me in this simple call and response, please do. Namaste. Thank you for practicing. Thanks for checking out these twists with me. I've filmed a series of these classes, and you can find a link to the playlist of all of those classes in the description for this video. We've got some standing poses, we've got an essential pose practice. There are a few of them. Check them out. My idea with these classes is that I'll help you find your way into these poses and understand the basic structure and shape of the poses so that you can take this work into classes, longer classes of mine or classes in a yoga studio. If you'd like to try out the 10 Essential Yoga Poses class, it's right there. Click on it, do it now or add it to your watch later list. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please just click on my picture over there and you're subscribed, just like that. Thanks, homies.